Welcome to Spin Justice with me, Hayley Owens, the podcast where I'll be talking about anything from health and fitness to the injustices of the world and everything in between. I've worked within the criminal justice system for over 20 years and have more recently taken to teaching indoor cycling, otherwise known as spin. Each week I'll be talking to a different guest about a topic that's personal to them, whether it be to raise awareness or just because. Most episodes will contain strong language because of who I am as a person, so if that's not for you, then probably best to swerve. Any opinions expressed by me are my own. Welcome, Giz.
Hello.
Mr Bloody Gizla.
Mr Bloody Gizla in the building.
Wow. Right, when we first spoke and I says to you, what's your name? And you went, you can call me Giz.
Yeah.
So that's what you're in my phone as?
That's what I've been known as Giz since I was about 14. The nickname actually come from when I was younger. Somebody called me Gizmo because of my ears.
Okay.
And then it just stuck. And then I thought, all right, fuck it.
Been forever Giz?
Yeah, it'll say that on my gravestone, to be fair.
Oh, brilliant. So tell me a bit about your background, because we've connected and I've purposely not looked too much into you because I don't. It's just the way I like it to be.
Oh, so there's an element of mystery to this podcast.
There is, yeah.
I love
There's
it.
stuff that I'm not going to know because I've purposely not wanted to.
Okay, well, I'm a full-blown axe murderer. No. I'm from South London. Well, all around South London, really. Woolwich, SE18. And, yeah, I just got into music at an early age. And music's just always been medicine for me, always.
Same.
Like, the thing is, I'm trying to really work hard on escapism at the minute. And it's because, like, in my background, people go raving and as an escape, which is cool and that's fine, but then it's not really dealing with the core problem, is it?
No.
So you've got to be very careful with escapism. Like, and we've all got it. We all go for walks, we read, we watch telly, we meditate, and it's all a distraction.
Yeah.
But no one's actually dealing with the core problem.
Yeah.
Like myself as well. I'm there myself working on it at the minute.
Yeah. So, like, straight, like, music, that's your passion.
Yeah.
It's my passion. Obviously not to your level because you're a drum and bass MC.
Yeah. I don't know how that happened. It's just I've been a raver since I was 15. Even this place, the Custard Factory.
Yeah.
Like, I'll come up here. I was up here when I was a little nipper, and it's mad now what it is now.
Because when we've just like come up in the lift and you're like, I'm trying to work out where things were.
Yeah, it's so different now. It's so different, but yeah, I mean. Yeah, it is. It's just a form of escapism, really.
Yeah. So why drum and bass then? Was that just something that got you? I love a bit of garage, me. I mean, I do love a bit of drum and bass.
Who doesn't know? Like, back in the day with the Machino and the Versace jeans, bottles of champagne.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember them days. But yeah, with drum and bass, I think before I've always wrote to hip hop, and I was in grime. I went from garage to grime, to be fair, and then I've always been a raver. Like, so from like when I was 15, like I used to know. I was one of them kids. I knew the bouncers. I could get in, like, sort of thing, and I've just sort of made a massive network of people through raving. And then one day I just started doing it to the drum and bass, and then it just made sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the thing is with drum and bass, right? It's been a massive crutch for me to lean on in the past, but also it's fucking caused a lot of problems in my life as well. So with the raving and the music that I do, I feel like sometimes do you know what? I'm done with it, but then I don't think I could ever be done with it.
Not if it's your passion.
No, I love it. Like, and the feeling that you get from when you're on stage, if you could bottle that, you could sell it.
Yeah, but what is it that makes you think I'm done with it?
It's the late nights.
Okay.
It's the relapses sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll always have a passion for it, like, because I feel like it's in me now. But when you start enjoying it too much, it can consume you. Like, and a lot of artists will say the same thing. Like, you become obsessed with it. Like, everything that you do is drum and bass. Everything that you think about is drum and bass. You're talking to someone, they're not into drum and bass. I don't really want to talk. It gets like that sometimes. So you've really got to fucking take a step back and have a look at what's going on.
Quick question for you here. You know, relationships you've been in the past,
Yeah.
have they been into drum and bass?
Right. Well,
I'm sensing a no.
there's with my child's mum, for instance, she was never into it. If anything, she used to think it was muggy, and then she used to be like, "Oh, don't do that. It's embarrassing." And look, because of that, when I started catching a bit of a trail, when I started making a bit of a movement, it was like I had this whole secret world that she didn't know about. So,
Okay.
and it was like, because she wasn't interested in it first, my head told me, okay, well, this is mine. I'm doing it my way now. And it was like having the keys to the fucking roller coaster park before anyone else was in there. Do you know what I mean? It was, it caused me a lot of aggro, to be fair.
Because I suppose, like, surely you listen to it at home.
Yeah. But
So then would it do a Reading, though?
no, I think it was the whole, do you know, used to go raving on a Friday, and she'd be like, "You're going out, you're going raving again," and I'd be like, "I'm networking," but I weren't networking. I was
Just raving.
just raving.
Yeah. Because I've been in relationships in the past where they've not liked the same music as me, and I actually think that's the beginning of the end.
Yeah, it is 100%. But with my last partner, I met her through music, so it was sort of, it made sense. Like she drove me to push myself harder than I've ever pushed before. She supported me. So it does go to show, really, doesn't it? Like,
It really does.
Yeah.
Because that's what you want. That's definitely what I want. Because I play a lot of music because I teach, I don't know if I've ever told you this.
Yeah, spin.
Spin, yeah.
Yeah.
So I teach the spin. So I'll change my playlists every week, and the music I use is absolutely banging.
Yeah.
And because I change it every week, I've constantly got music on to listen for next week's playlist. And if that is not to your taste, let's just say I'm with someone and their music is not to my taste, I'm going to do your Reading because I've got to listen to it over and over again.
Yeah.
Because I'm counting the beats in my head as to what I'm going to do on the bike.
Yeah.
So that, to me, I kind of feel like I don't want to feel self-conscious about what I'm listening to. And I don't want to be thinking, oh, this is doing their Reading.
Yeah.
Because it's probably doing my Reading if I've got to listen to it 20 times.
Yeah.
But I've got to do it for
What do you listen to when you're...
everything and anything, honest to God. So like drum and bass, garage, literally, oh my God, dance,
Anything
house.
that's sort of up-tempo.
Yeah, even like 80s music, if it's got like a workout beat.
I fucking love 80s.
So like this week's playlist, my warm-up track is Jolene by Dolly Parton, but it's a workout version.
Yeah. I was going to say, how can you do that?
Yeah, no,
to
it's a
country and
workout. So it's
western?
like 4 or 5 minutes long, and it's more of a beat with the. I don't think it's not like a complete exact. There's probably bits of words missing. Do you know what I mean? But that's like my intro. That's the warm up for this
I'll
week.
send you some stuff then.
Yeah.
Get them fucking proper fired up.
Yeah. So I have people that send me playlists. I've done a collab today actually on social media with like a garage rewind, UK rewind.
Yeah.
And he sends me
wicked.
playlists all the time.
Oh, cool.
And I love that because music is my thing.
Yeah.
It keeps me on the straight and narrow. Music and exercise is me.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
that's what has kept me not having a breakdown for years.
No, it will. It's, as I say,
It's my medication.
It's a crutch to lean on. It is 100%. Like it's and the thing is, it goes a lot deeper than that as well, because I mean, somebody said this to me once. If you had a room full of people and everyone spoke different languages and no one could communicate, but you put a tune on, everyone's dancing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
just take that out. It's more to it,
Yeah.
especially with the vibrations and stuff.
Yeah.
You can go deeper into this if you really wanted to, and look at the fucking megahertz and how they've tweaked it over the years. And
Yeah,
there's a lot to that.
And I feel it in my soul.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So, and I'll get goosebumps off songs, like a beat drop or a bass drop. I'll tingle all over listening to that. And not everyone gets
No,
that.
they don't. That's the thing. There's really two types of people, isn't there? Like the way there's two types of people as well with people that listen to music. You've got people that listen to the tune, and then you've got people that listen to the lyrics as well. That's another thing. Like, and you never really get a happy, like it's normally one or the other.
Yeah.
Like I could sit there and write something and show someone, and they wouldn't have a fucking clue what I'm on about. But then if I put it over a tune, they're like, "Oh yeah," like, do you know what I mean? It's mad, isn't it? How it works like that.
Yeah. See, I'm very much into the lyric side of things.
Yeah.
Very much. And I think my brothers are on this wavelength, I'd say, as well. But it's probably how we were brought up, maybe, I don't know. But I'm very much in tune with all of that and with the music. And it is what gets me through most days. Because if I'm not listening for playlists for spin, I've got my own stuff that I probably wouldn't really play in spin, because a lot of like swearing and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'd put my headphones in Walker and I'm lost.
Yeah.
And I'd buzz off it as well, like properly buzz off it. My kids are getting it as well now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they've got, because we've got like a family Spotify, and they've got their, their ones on their phones.
So you can listen, you can see what they're listening to.
No.
Oh.
So it's like I've got mine, but they're on my account.
Yeah.
So they've got their own.
Okay.
But they play it on their speakers in their bedroom. And my youngest is more like, I would say more like grimy, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trappy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my eldest is very much like 80s and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's mad.
Yeah.
The music in my
diverse.
house. Because I love them both. So I'm like,
Diverse.
yeah.
My little one's the same. He's 9. He's going to be 10 in July. And do you know what? I think he thinks I'm famous, because I've took him on Call FM. He's met a few other artists. And about a month or two ago, I took him to Luxembourg for a little trip.
Oh, yeah, saw her on your socials.
And on the way home from Luxembourg, at the Luxembourg airport, I bumped into another drum and bass MC.
No way.
And he was like, "How's this happened?" I said, "What are you doing out here?" He was like, "I'm out here working." Large up Swifter on, like that was, and it was just mad. My little boy was just like,
How?
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So
Talk about the stars aligning.
Yeah.
How has this happened today?
This is what I'm saying. Do you know? I was talking to someone the other day. And I feel like when you're on the right track and you're doing everything that you need to be doing, exercise, eating right, sleeping, getting your hours in, I feel like things just happen.
Yeah.
And the only way to I describe it, I feel like with me, I feel like there's a big ball of energy. That's what it feels like. And I feel like I can take risks and do stuff, and it'll always pan out. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like I was up here for Bass Barn doing a little rave for a local promoter, and obviously I've reached out to you and now we're here. This is what I'm saying, and this is all to do with it just keeps rolling.
Yeah, but we've booked in an episode a couple of times, but it just hasn't worked.
That's because I've been in and out of fucking in what I'm doing. That's why there's been a lot of fucking. It's been a bit up and down, to be honest with you. Hayley.
Yeah. We'll come on to it, but like, I looked back through my diary today to look for your email address to send you a plan, because it was pretty last minute. And then I was like, oh my God, you've been booked in and out a few times. But I will never be like arsey or anything, because I get it. I get like, things come up, life gets in the way. It's cool. It's not meant to be. That's what I always look at. It's not meant to be now. Then when you messaged me, and it was literally the other day, you almost messaged as though I'm messaging, but I don't think you're going to be available, but I'm going to be in Birmingham anyway. And I was like, no, I am free. Like,
that's mad.
Because you were like, I'm guessing you're not going to be free because it's like over the Easter holidays and stuff. And I was like, well, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I was shocked. I was like, yes.
Yeah. So it was funny
happen.
how we even like literally have got it booked within a couple of days, and now you're here.
Made it happen.
Stars aligned.
Yeah.
But right, talk to me about the scene, because we're getting, there's a method to it, because I want to come on to other stuff. But like, tell me about the drum and bass scene from your perspective. Like, does it automatically come with drink and drugs?
It depends, really. I mean, when I first started raving, it was all about MDMA, pills, whatever you can put down your throat. And as time went on, you start noticing that there's different avenues with the music, and you think, oh, he plays this type of music, or he plays that type of music. And then you start, if you're a genuine drum and bass lover, you'll appreciate the music.
Yeah.
But then obviously you got your other type of raver that will just go there just to get it. And there's a lot of drink and a lot of drugs. There really is. But I feel like it's not just the drum and bass scene. I feel like the house scene, the garage scene. I think any scene music-wise is going to be flooded with drugs and alcohol.
It will. It's not even just that. Like, the pub scene is the same. It's not specific to the drum and bass scene, but from your perspective. Because when we first met, you says to me, I'm a sober drum and bass MC.
Yeah.
Because that's the first thing I remembered that you said to me. Yeah. And I thought, that must be quite hard.
It took a while to get there, like, to be fair. Like it, but I don't know if you see it, I've done a story today on my Instagram.
No, I haven't seen it today.
And today was quite an important day for me today, because I've been booked with these two DJs, Mystic and Cons. And the last time I done a set with them, I was in the peak of my addiction. and I don't even remember doing the fucking set, and it was awful. I woke up the next day, I was like, I've been listening to these two for years. This is my chance to do it, and I was mortified. I was absolutely mortified. I thought I was halfway through the set, didn't even know what I was doing. The DJs turned around and said to me, "This is getting recorded, mate." That's when I thought, "Shit, I'm fucking not really doing good here," and it always sort of stayed with me. And then so today, I've come to Birmingham. And I'm being booked with the same two DJs. And I'm like, right, I'm going to fucking show them how to do it now. And so today was a bit of a personal victory today.
Yeah, good.
And they all knew as well. They all knew, and it was like a big thing. Do you know what I mean? Everyone, like, it just felt good to do that today.
So that time before,
Yeah.
what was you like off your head on?
Oh, alcohol, cocaine. There used to be an unwritten rule with artists: if you don't get to a booking too early, because if you have to hang about for a couple of hours, you can get sucked into the vortex, and then next thing you know, you've completely messed up your set.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was one of the bad ones. That's always sort of like, and that's what kind of, I say that's what stopped me from drinking. It didn't. That was just, you know, you hear a lot of people talk about rock bottoms and stuff like that. Well, I've had plenty of rock bottoms. I've had rock bottoms where you think to yourself, like, surely it doesn't go any lower than this, but then you go and top it and do something else.
Yeah.
So, but the only way that you can pull yourself out of that slump, but it is, if you've got a problem, the only way that you can deal with that problem is you have to hit rock bottom.
Oh yeah.
You have to, because it's like because then you need that element of despair in your life where you think, I have to change, and that's the moment that you think, right, I'm doing it for myself, because the amount of people that I know that have done it for their partners or done it for someone else or whatever, it's never worked out. You've got to really want it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I've spoke to someone this morning who's, I won't go too much into it because it's personal to them, but like they're at despair of like a family member who's like, you know, really heavily addicted and not doing it for like even their kids, you know, and I hear it all the time, and I think like you've just said, you've got to be at that point where you've got to be ready to do it. Otherwise, there's no point.
Yeah, you've got to really make a fucking dent in your life to change it around, and it's I've hit many of them places, and it was. I know it's such a cliche, isn't it? When you're at rock bottom, the only way is up, but it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
But I used to look at it like it was called so. With being sober, and this is what they don't tell you about being sober. But like you might see all the wonderful stuff online and how great life is now. You're on that big pink fluffy cloud but the reality of it is, it's a fucking scary place, because if you're not used to dealing with your own problems and you've always resorted to a bottle, you're just like, I'm talking out from I can only talk from my personal experience. Like I call it quicksand. It's like, so you hit your rock bottom and then you've got to get out of the quicksand. Once you're out of the quicksand, which can take fucking God knows how long, once you're out of that quicksand, then you're attacked with anxiety, you're attacked with depression, all these problems that you didn't know that you had, all of a sudden are clear as day. And then you've got to process that. And that's where true sobriety comes in.
Yes.
And you've got to really be dedicated. And it doesn't matter what most people say. People will say, oh yeah, like moderation and stuff. If you're an addict, you've seriously got to put the work in on a daily basis forever. And that's a lot of people are scared to do that. Like myself included. Like I'll get to a period where I think to myself, do you know what? I've got to that point now. I don't really need to go to recovery. I don't need to do this. I don't need to write a gratitude list in the morning, because your ego will take over. Yeah. And then before you know it, you're back to square one again.
Just like Dan Hadley, when we spoke to Dan Hadley, Carl, and he said the same. So he's like, his ego, talks a lot about his ego and how like, have you ever been to any meetings?
Yeah.
So like he gets
I'm back in there now myself. To be fair.
So he gets to meetings and does his gratitude list and everything. But then sometimes he says, I don't want to listen to other people's bullshit. So I'll think that I'm all right. I don't want to do it today, but you can't. You can't do that.
You've got to force yourself.
Yeah.
And it's what I tell you what I did when I first come out of recovery. I thought to myself, do you know what? Yeah, this is amazing. And it's not just because you're putting in the work and you're surrounded by people that are all pushing you. That's a massive aspect to it. But also, it's a kind of free way of like, if you're doing it properly, you can vent when you're there,
Yeah.
and you can talk about how you feel.
Yeah.
And a lot of people can't afford therapy.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of people can't afford to go to counselling, and so when you're just in a room and you're talking about all your monsters, you come out and you feel 10 times lighter. And that's how I sort of come about with the sweat thing, because it was like, what about people that aren't in the rooms? They haven't got a place to vent, and that's where I got the idea for the sweat stuff.
Yeah. So let's talk about sweat then. So Sweat Gang is your baby. Is that your baby?
It's me and Russell's baby. Yeah.
So Speak with Emotion and Trust.
Yep.
Yeah. Stand SWEAT. On socials connected, so I'll collaborate obviously with you on the reels and stuff that go out, so everyone can see. And I like that. Remember when I tried to join your WhatsApp that was for men only?
Yeah. Do you know what? I felt awful. And do you know what, Hayley? It's not just you. The amount of women that they try and get in, I think, I'm sorry, like,
yeah,
I can't. But then what I have to say to people is, I can't let you in because it's a man's chat. And like, I'd happily let you in, but I don't know if the other. Do you know what I mean? It's personal.
Yeah, no. I just didn't know it was just for men at that stage, because it was like a mental health chat, and I'm all for it. You know, I've been rock bottom many a time.
There's talks. We've been talking with there's a therapist that we know, and she's quite keen on starting a sweat, but for women.
Yeah.
So rather than like, I think we're gonna go with the different colours and stuff. But so that's something that's in the pipeline, really. And I think that, and the amount of women that will contact me as well, asking questions, saying like, my boyfriend, he's in a bad way, he won't talk to anyone and stuff. Like, can you do me a favour? Can you like his post just so he sees what you guys are doing? And like,
that's really good, isn't it?
Do you know what? Like, the fact that there's like their partners are actually trying that angle, that just screams. I always think like that just screams what kind of relationship you have. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us about Sweat Gang, because I know that you do episodes of like the podcasts and stuff. There's clearly more to it, because you've got your WhatsApp group and your support there.
Yeah, well, it's more of a community really now. Like, it started off with, a WhatsApp group chat, and then it just blew. And every morning, everyone's writing their gratitude lists, and this is people that aren't in recovery as well. They're just doing it like because it makes them feel good. Everyone's leaning on each other. We don't just, obviously you get some really dark things going on and people talk about it, but then there's, what I like about this chat is there's always someone in there 24 hours a day, and you get a couple of night owls in there that will be up all night, and they'll be like, so if someone comes in at 4 a.m, there'll always be someone to talk to.
I like that.
It's amazing really, like how it's took off. And what we're finding is happening now, there's people in the group that are meeting up with each other.
Love it.
And I think, fucking hell, so.
Does that give you a real buzz?
It does. I get a buzz from helping people. And I know some people will be like, oh, he's doing it, it's an ego thing. It's not. I just love that feeling of, because I see it a lot with some of my friends, like, and I'll look at some of my friends and I think, you don't even know how much potential you've got as a person. Like, and you're just throwing it away, and it
just frustrates you.
Yeah, because I've seen some of my friends completely come from the pits, and looking at them now, and they're just buzzing with life, and I just think like, it's just I love seeing that transformation in people. Yeah,
me too. It's a bit like, I've talked about it previously on other episodes, but like when I started the spin, it was 2 years yesterday. So I just thought, I love going to spin. I can't run anymore because I've got injuries. The consultant that said to me, you need to swim or cycle. Tried swimming, boring as fuck. Started going to spin classes. In the end, thought I could do this myself, and it just went on and on and on from there. So I started my first ever class 2 years yesterday, right?
Well done, you.
Yeah, but it was a small thing then, you know. There was only like 7 bikes or something, and now it's like double. I'm at different gyms now.
Plant the seed and then it grows, doesn't it?
Yeah. So, but what I really love now is people make friends.
Yeah.
And they'll save each other a bike. And I'll get there a bit early, and I'll like.
So you get what I'm saying? It's a mad feeling.
Seeing people
you've done that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you created that, and it's so nice.
And we had a group WhatsApp anyway, just for general stuff. And then I've recently started, which I didn't know about. You probably do, and Carl definitely will know. A WhatsApp community.
Yeah.
So I've created one of them now. So you can have like announcements.
Yeah.
So it's worked really well for my bookings and stuff, because these people are like regulars who are like loyal to me.
Yeah.
So I don't want to put bookings out on socials and my regulars not get a space.
Right, got ya.
So I've been putting like the announcements on there first. I mean,
Yeah.
it's open. Like, if anyone messaged me and said I'd like to join it, because I do advertise it on my spin page, I'd add them in.
Yeah.
But I've found that there's a community there now. So like,
that's
and I can
lovely.
share pictures and stuff on there. And it's not serious, you know. I've said it time and time again. We ain't practicing for the Tour de France. We're just getting on the bike, we're having a laugh, wicked tunes, burn a few calories, clear your head, get away from the kids, get away from your other half, whatever you want to do. But it's building that community, isn't it? And I've got big plans for it. Like,
Yeah, good.
My passion for this podcast is big.
Yeah.
But I would say my passion for the spin is bigger.
Yeah, got ya.
So I feel like it's called Spin Justice,
Yeah.
you know, and I teach spin. But I think that as a collateral, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just feel like it lights me up massively.
It does.
So I get it. I really do get it. And I love the fact that you've created a community that people can reach out to each other.
Yeah, there's people in there. Like, there's some big artists in there as well. People that you wouldn't even think would talk about this sort of thing, but everyone's in there opening up.
And are
like,
they
even,
open about it?
Yeah, very open. Like, it's, do you know, a lot of it will be like they've had a row with their missus,
Okay.
and they've, you know, like when most people storm off,
Yeah.
and that's straight in the chat, like, she's pissing me off. Like, do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? But
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's a way of getting it.
Yeah,
out.
yeah. If you've got to do that, if you need to voice it, and there's no one to talk to, I did a men's mental health episode, the end of series 2, the Talking Tradesman,
Right. Yeah.
and he's a painter and decorator, but he did some volunteering for the Samaritans, and a lot of the calls he was taking were from people in the trade, plumbers, electricians, painters, decorators, whatever, and he thought, Jesus, there's and I don't know if you knew this, because I definitely didn't know it until I spoke to Russell, who's the Talking Tradesman, but 2 men a day in the trade industry alone take their own life.
Yeah, it's
But
it's
that's
a
not
problem.
even men in general. That's just the
problem.
trade.
It's a massive problem. Like,
Yeah.
I moonlight as a drum and bass MC, and
What does
sweat.
that mean, moonlight?
Like, I dabble like on the weekends and stuff, but
Yeah.
obviously my full-time job, I'm a scaffolder as well.
Okay.
So within that industry alone, it's awful. Like, I was on the job radio a little while ago, and I was talking about, I haven't got the statistics on me now, but it's within scaffolding and the rest of the construction industry, scaffolding alone's got the most male suicides.
That's it.
And I think personally it's to do with when you're a scaffolder and you're young, it comes with the thing, doesn't it? Cocaine. It comes going to the pub on a Friday. It's part of the job in a way when you first start, and I think a lot of it just becomes problems as they get older, and then they can't, and then the relationships fall because of it. Like, I'm the same. Do you know what I mean? So that's where my problem come from. Like,
Yeah.
So, and then they end up just not being able to deal with life because no one's really shown them how to do it properly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you get a lot of suicide, and that's what another thing that Sweat are going to be doing this year. We're going to be visiting building sites and speaking to construction companies and seeing what they're doing in play. We've got posters as well that are up in the canteens at work and stuff.
Yeah,
So
you need to link him with the Talking Tradesman.
Yeah,
'Cause
definitely.
he knows a lot of this stuff, and he's got his own studio now.
wicked.
He's oh my God, the amount of episodes he's done. He's done something like 63 in a year. I think
lad.
he did episodes.
Yeah.
And he's still working, you know, he's still doing the painting and decorating. But do you know what? I just want to say, I think I was really naive to this. Now, we all know, there's no secret that I worked for the police for over 20 years. And
What?
So, yeah. Wish I woke up then. But, like, I know I see or have seen a lot of drug-related crimes and
Yeah, I
things like
bet,
that.
yeah.
But I never realised how much in the industry, in the trade industry, it was a thing.
Yeah, it's massive.
But do you know what? Because my group of mates, we're drinkers. I've never dabbled in anything else. None of my close mates have. So I think because in my circle it's not happened,
Yeah.
I think I've been switched off to how much it happens.
Yeah,
But in the last couple of years, I feel like so many people are talking about it, and
Yeah.
so many people are saying how much it's been a part of their lives for so long.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Like at one point of my life, it was kind of like my personality in a way.
Was it?
Especially with the drum and bass as well. It was like I'd created this character Gizla, and it was like Gizla was a bastard. Do you know what I mean, sort of thing? And I sort of played on that because that's what people wanted. People wanted to see that, and that's how I sort of hid behind that as a character, if you will, like that I've created, and it become sort of my personality in a way. And I know a lot of people, it's like we call it personality powder because it's like because people that haven't got a personality. Or struggle in situations where there's like they've got to interact. It's like they don't know what to do, but then if they whack that out, then they're everyone's friend, don't they? Do you know what I mean? So there's that element to it as well, really.
So what's your day-to-day like now then?
My day-to-day now.
Boring like mine.
No, because listen, we don't say boring, right? We don't say boring.
It's
boring,
good.
Boring's safe. Boring's all right.
That's what we like. You know, when I says to you downstairs, I'm a very simple character.
Yeah.
That's what I am. It's what I need to be.
I struggled a little bit at first, I'll be honest with you, because I think my whole life I've lived in chaos pretty much my whole life and carnage, and I've sort of thought that I was gonna. Well, I did. I really struggled at first with the boring lifestyle, but I feel like now I'm at a place now where I'm finally looking at the boring moments as sort of like
they're the best bits.
They're the best. They're the best.
Yeah.
They're just the best. Like now, I look forward to it. I like chilling, but like reading a book, and I like going for a walk in the woods. Like, and I never thought I would, to be honest with you. Especially, I moved from the city, and I moved in with my partner, and in Great Chesterford, which is like a village in Cambridgeshire, Essex. Nice. And she was like, "You're not gonna like it around here. You're just not gonna like it. It's so quiet." And I fucking fell in love with the place.
Yeah.
And that's what sort of put me on the thing. This is what I want. Like I think I've had so much noise in my time now.
Yeah.
Like especially now, like I've moved to Bishop Stortford, and it's a bit busier, but it's nothing compared to the city. Like and I work in London every day, so when I get off that train, I'm like bang, I'm like fucking hell, I forgot how loud it is. But then if I don't do that for a while, I miss it. At the same time, it's mad. I miss that grottiness to it. Do you know what I mean? Like I miss 24-hour chicken shops, and I miss like chatting to the homeless geezer at the bus stop. Like, and you don't think that you would miss that kind of lifestyle, but you do.
Yeah.
But what I don't miss is I'll go to pick my son up on the weekend, and I'll get off the train, and there's police tape everywhere because someone's been stabbed.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the only aspect I don't miss that shit.
But also, I think like on how you feel, like having a simple life compared to being in a chaotic life.
Yeah.
And by chaotic, I mean drinking and taking drugs and stuff as well. It's how you feel, isn't it? You get up, you've got a fresh head.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, I went to Dublin last weekend for the start of my 40th celebrations with my mates, the Trouts. And I had a drink. Now, it had been like 108 days.
Oh, really?
With no drink. Now, I was planning to. I said, you know, I'm going to have a drink in Dublin. Fucking expensive, though, so you couldn't get pissed. But, well, you could, but I just couldn't justify it.
Yeah.
But I was fine, you know. I didn't wake up mouldy or anything like that. I was all right. But I think those months there, with not drinking, 4 months, I was fresh every day, you know, like, and you know that was like last weekend. I went to Dublin, so it's only been a week, and I haven't had a drink since. But I am going to here and there.
Yeah, it's moderation, isn't it?
Moderation, like you say. For me, I think I just can take it too far with a drink.
Yeah.
And like before Christmas, I had a night out and I was just vulnerable, man. I woke up and I was anxious, like you say.
It's horrible.
Fucking jumpy. And I hadn't even really done anything out of the ordinary. But it just made me think, fucking hell, just stop for a bit.
What you'll find as well, if you're going long periods of time of being sober, then drinking, it hits you like a ton of bricks when it does.
Yeah.
When I was proper drinking, I could like every night I'd have like 2-3 Guinness every night, like without fail. I'm talking the big bottles of Nigerian ones as well, the big ones. And I could drink a lot as well. But like now, like if I drink now, I'm fucked. Like I'll end up losing my trainers.
Yeah.
Like waking up somewhere I shouldn't be. Like it's just that's why I can't do it anymore. Like with moderation as well, that's why I can't do it, because I know where it takes me to that place.
Yeah, and that's the thing, isn't it? Like that's the difference we're talking about here. I very rarely will get. And when I say I was in a mess, I weren't in a mess. Like my mate says, you were fine. We dropped you home in a taxi at like 1 a.m. You were sick out the taxi window, which is standard for me.
Yeah.
But like you were fine. You got in the house. I've got this habit of like watching my cameras to make sure I walk in the house all right.
Yeah.
So like, I went on the cameras. I'm sound. I walk in the house, let myself in. Like, but I woke up and I felt so ill. That I just stopped drinking for a bit. But that is very rare for me to get like that. Do you know what I mean? Whereas the first episode I ever did, and I talk and reference it quite a bit, was my mate Dave. He's been clean and sober for 8 years. He says to me, I can't have a beer in the beer garden on a sunny day. I can't just have one.
Dave knows.
Dave knows.
Dave knows, mate. Dave,
Yeah.
you know, mate, didn't you?
Yeah. So like, and he's like, I can't just have a pint because a pint leads on to ordering a gram. Or, do you know what I mean? And that's how it goes.
I hate to admit it, but I've just got no self-control when it comes to that.
But that's good that you can admit it.
Yeah, but I want to fucking get a grip on it and say like, nothing. I'd love to be able to just go and have one beer, but I can't. Like, it's just, and it's a shame because it's like, and that's what led me to my last relapse. Was in my head, I was so in my head about it, and I was thinking, why can't I just go and have one? Like, why? And then you get to that stage where you think, do you know what? I'm not who I used to be, because you changed, didn't you? And I thought, I'm not who I used to be. I'll be all right. And then no. Like, it takes you to some mad places.
So, because that was pretty recent, weren't it? Because that was the reason that we didn't end up recording. And you messaged me and you were like, listen, I'm not in a good place, so I'm not gonna
Do you know, and the reason why I didn't want to come on is because I didn't want to come on and talk about, I'm in a different headspace now, because I got to a stage at one point, I thought, how can I be talking about sobriety and how can I be talking about addiction when I've just fucking relapsed? And that's the mentality I had. I thought, I'm a fraud. But now I look at it like, well, no, I think people want to talk to someone who's been through it. And it's not like, I'm not an expert. I'm nowhere near an expert. But I've lifed. Do you know what I mean? I've been about the block a couple of times and bought about 1,000 t-shirts.
Yeah.
So like, and obviously the last time, and this is the mad thing, right? We done a Don't Sweat It podcast. Me and Russell did, and we had an artist on talking about sobriety and stuff like that. And then straight after the podcast, I had a booking in Maidstone, and I relapsed at the booking. Like, and it become a bit of a joke. We've just done a podcast about sobriety and how we're drinking. Like, it was like, and then since then, I lost quite a lot. I lost the connection with my partner, because I think she just thought, do you know what, I can't risk being with someone that this could happen. And there was nothing to do with girls or anything like that. It was literally just fucking relapsing. Do you know what I mean? And since then, I've really, really had to fucking dig deep and think, right, I can't lose anything else now, so I've got to crack on.
But that's it, isn't it? You can get to that point where you think, right, come on now. Like, you've got the daily practice, the gratitude list, the meditation, if that's what you're into. And it's not for everyone. No. I've done it for months and months on end. I dip in and out of it now. Yeah. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Yeah. But for me, my meditation or medication, whatever you want to call it, is the exercise with the music. That's what works for me. Yeah,
that is a form of meditation in itself.
Is. I've had a week off teaching spin because I thought, right, I'm going to Dublin, I'm going to have a bit of time off, because it is graft. I'm on the bike every day, sweat my tits off. Yeah. And, like, I'm working as well, bringing up the boys and everything, doing the podcast. So I thought, I'm going to have a week off. So come Thursday, bear in mind, I was back on the bike Friday, just gone. I was itching.
Yeah, I bet.
I was like, I need to get back into it, because when I fall off the exercise, my eating habits probably go as well. Yeah,
it's crazy, isn't it? How it all links up with it.
Yeah. So I've
discipline,
been like,
isn't it?
It is.
You take the discipline out of it and we all just fall apart.
And I think in my head, I thought I'd granted myself that week off. So you're going to go away with your mates, you're going to have a laugh, you're going to have a drink, you're going to eat shit probably.
Yeah,
you're
be naughty for a bit.
Yeah, and then you're going to get back on it. Yeah. And that's exactly what I've done.
What was it like getting back on the bike after?
Buzzing.
Yeah? You didn't feel like you struggled or anything like
that?
No,
and I messaged my mate, Sean Miller. I did an episode with him a couple of series ago. And he says to me, you're going to surprise yourself. You think because you've ate shit and drank, probably put on pounds, you're going to be dragging your ass on the bike.
Oh, just
yeah,
sweating.
yeah.
Sweating, like.
Yeah. And he said, you're going to really surprise yourself.
Mm.
And I came out the class and I messaged him and I was like, you were right.
Oh, wicked.
I was buzzing. Like, I felt like
Yeah.
I've never, like, not, I was only a week, but it can make a big difference sometimes.
Massively. And it's to do when we was talking about putting the grat list down and not going to meetings and stuff. It's discipline.
You can't.
As soon as, and I need discipline.
Yeah.
I have to have discipline because
Yeah.
otherwise, if I'm left to my own devices, I'll be the first one to admit it. It's absolute. It will be a catastrophe.
Yeah.
As much as I'm quite a strong individual, but yeah, if without that discipline, my life will just fucking be all over the place.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you follow or, do you know Daniela Westbrook?
Yeah.
Do you follow her?
I don't follow her, no, but I know people that do, and they tell me about her story.
Yeah, because she does podcasts and stuff,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I spoke to her recently, not about coming on or anything. Just she's just a real decent
No,
person.
she is. She's sound.
Yeah, but obviously she's in recovery.
Yeah.
So she talks a lot about this, and I would suggest like following her or just like looking in on a story. She did.
Daniela, I'm coming for you.
She's proper sound,
Yeah.
and she'll like I voice noted her before. Like she I think voice noted me.
Oh, bless.
And like yeah,
And again, that's someone she's had the fucking shit beaten out of her by the newspapers.
yeah.
And it's just, she's a person, she's a human at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I know people that know her as well. So like they all say she's down to earth. But again, once the media get hold of you, they'll just rip you to shreds. Do you know what I mean? And it's fucking awful.
You've got to be strong,
You've
man.
got to be really strong.
But I just think in general, forget the media, just internet trolls and just pricks
Yeah,
online.
yeah.
As soon as people start saying horrible things,
Everyone jumps on the bandwagon.
yeah, and then that you got to be a real strong character to think, oh, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that I'm of the mindset of Ricky Gervais.
Yeah.
I actually don't give a fuck.
No.
Because I think, fuck them, they're coming round the house. Like, I want to go home and eat an Easter egg tonight and have a cup of tea and go to bed. That's what I'm going to do. And I actually don't care, but yeah. Right, so back to Sweat Gang. What's in the pipeline? What's going to be happening?
Well, we've got a few. Do you know what? Procrastination is a bastard.
Oh, I
'Cause
know.
Me and Russell have got like 1,000 different things that we want to work on, and it's just coming through. So the next thing that we're working on at the minute now is we're trying to sort out a monthly meetup with everyone who's in the group or anyone who wants to be a part of it. We're going to do it in London somewhere, and it'll probably just be somebody in there will be talking about their life experience, what they do to help. There'll be coping mechanisms. We've been talking to monks as well about how they meditate and how they deal with situations. So that's going to be the next thing is going to be the meetups. Then, by the way, I've got to do a couple of shout outs, by the way.
Do the shout outs at the end.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, I won't do it now, then I'll save it for later. But we're going to be doing a lot of hiking as well. So
See, I was just about to ask, where are you going to do these meetups?
We're going to do the meetups in London. That's going to be a regular thing.
But like what kind of venue?
It would just be like a space like this.
Right,
kind of
okay,
thing.
so like an indoor.
Yeah, you
Like-
can go in and grab a coffee, have a tea, have a chat, have a biscuit.
Yeah,
Do you
so
know
you're
what I
not in
mean?
a pub.
No. Well, you could. There was that aspect to it at one point, and then I thought, I don't know if that's a good idea because the thing is with the Sweat Gang chat, it's not everyone's sober.
No, that's what I mean.
It's a mixture.
Yeah.
So everyone respects everyone's views. Like every now and then somebody might get a little bit carried away and they'll be like, oh, I did this massive trip on mushrooms last night and like fucking had an ego death and met God and all that. You're like, well, that sounds amazing, but remember, the's people in here trying to stay sober.
Yeah, yeah.
So everyone respects everyone in that sense. So it'll just be a once a month meetup. And we're currently structuring it at the minute. So
Sounds brilliant.
Yeah, and hopefully the numbers for that will grow, and people will be like, do you know what? Once a month, bang, we'll go there, chat to everyone.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing we're working on next.
Because that'd be really good, like, because it's for mental health.
Yeah.
Like, if it is like a therapy session.
Yeah, 100%.
So, like you say, not everyone can afford therapy. The NHS are fucking bogged down with it. The waiting lists are too long. I've been on these waiting lists before. I remember being told, like, you're on a waiting list of, like, 9 months.
All they'll do is throw CBT at you anyway.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've had some good therapists over the years, but I do feel like something like that, because not everyone wants to talk to a therapist. Some people just want to chat to other blokes, if that's what, you know what I mean, or other people in similar circumstances.
Yeah.
Because I think you might feel like you've got the weight of the world on your shoulders,
Yeah.
but once you start talking and you realise everybody around you has got very similar
Yeah.
or their own type of problem.
Or your problem seems like that compared to someone else's as well.
Yeah.
It makes you think, doesn't
Don't
it?
you think?
Yeah.
You think, fucking hell, like...
And this is what I keep trying to stress, like, and I have to tell myself this. I'm not fucking important, like, and I have to really tell myself that, because you know when you get yourself where you're in self a lot, and you're like, poor me, like, and oh my, like, and you get that.
Pity
my life's
party.
hard. Yeah, I work hard. I don't get the recognition I deserve. And,
Yeah.
And then you fall into that fucking category. That's when you got to really realise yourself. Hang on, like, you're not that important, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I just think there's really, like, specific ways to come down on yourself. Like,
Yeah.
I remember speaking to someone not too long ago, and me sort of just like voicing a bit of a pity party kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the way they reacted to me pissed me off, because it was like, tough shit, get on with it.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, all right, but there's ways of saying it.
Yeah, there's different. You can take that
Yeah.
in the wrong way, can't you?
Because I didn't know them that well. If it was like a close pal, you'd be like different.
Yeah.
But because I didn't know them that well, and it
Yeah.
was like on the phone, I just kind of felt like it got my back up.
Yeah.
So I feel like, yeah, I get what you're saying, but I think the way you have come down on yourself, like, now I'm a bit more like what I was saying to a mate the other day. Yeah, okay, but everyone's going through similar stuff, and everyone's got their own shit going on.
Yep.
It's just about how you word it, isn't it, I suppose?
Another thing, what I forgot, and something that I really had to teach myself, is not everybody works a program. So just say you, for instance, you're in the street, someone barges you, swears at you, rather than retaliating like you normally would,
Yeah.
like your back goes up and you think, what, you really got to say to yourself, that person's probably just having a bit of a bad day.
Yeah.
And once you've got that mentality in your head,
Yeah.
it, to a limit, do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, if someone takes a piss too much, you have to stand your ground and say something. But not everybody works a program. Not everybody's having a good day. Do you know what I mean?
Have you seen that meme or picture? And it's like a really busy motorway, and there'll be arrows pointing at every single car.
Yeah.
And it'll go, that person's just lost his wife.
Yeah.
That person's recovering addict. That person's daughter's on the way to hospital. And every single arrow, they've all got their own shit. And it's
Everyone's
really...
got their own shit going on.
It puts it into really good perspective, I think.
No one cares about what you're doing or what
No.
I'm doing, because
No,
they're
no,
too
no.
busy doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
And once you know that, then it takes, because I'll be honest, I've spent my whole life people pleasing. Like, I'm terrible for people pleasing. I'll say yes before I've even thought about what they've asked me. I'm fucking the worst for it. You can ask my partner that; she'll tell you the same thing. It was like, it all comes down to. I read something the other day, actually. There's, like, I don't like saying no to people. Like, I've always been that way, and no can be quite scary. Like, do you know what I mean? Because it's like, no, like, do you know what I mean? But then I read something in a book the other day, and it said, "Let me think about it." And I thought, I like that.
I'll adopt that.
Yeah, like, I like that one, because then it's just like, okay, let me think about it.
Yeah.
Because it's not no, and it's not yes.
Yeah.
It's let me think about it.
Yeah.
And I thought that's powerful. Like, for me, like, I took that from this book, and I was like, oh my God, why haven't I thought of this? Like, let me think about it. Because then that gives you, and also you're kind of getting the respect from that person, because they're like, you haven't just said yes straight away. They're going to respect you more in a way, because it's like, oh, okay. Like,
Have a think about it. Yeah. Let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's power in that.
I'm quite good getting better at saying no to stuff, especially things that, like, don't serve me.
Yeah.
There's, like, like these, like, ads and stuff where people want to film you, like, opening boxes of shit. And like, I did it once, and it was so fucking stressful. I was like, I'm never doing that again. I'm not actually really getting anything out of it apart from the product itself.
Yeah. Here we have it.
Yeah.
Excellent packaging, first of all.
Yeah, how fucking boring.
I know.
And I just thought, you know what? Like, I'm not doing that again. So then when the next person came, and I was like, nah, it's really stressful, actually, and I don't want to do it.
Yeah,
so I'm not doing that again. And I just think, like, it ain't paying my mortgage, is it? So why would I do that?
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, right, there's a feature in the plan that I sent you called Spin Justice of the Week.
Yep.
Have you got one?
Spin Justice of the Week. Remind me.
Do you want me to tell you mine?
Tell me your one.
So I send the plan out to everyone, and then when it comes round to it, they're like, you do yours. So mine, it's got to be the fucking price of beer in Dublin.
Yeah.
Because when I was there with my mates, I was like, "Does £12.50 a pint? I'm sorry, but that's just fucking daylight robbery."
Yeah.
And I thought, and I actually said to the girls, this must be Injustice of the Week, the price of the beer in Dublin. But you know what? It almost comes down to the even if I had a lot of money, it begrudges me paying over the odds for something. I remember years ago going to the Ritz, right, with an ex-boyfriend. I'd rather forget all about it. But while I was in there was people buying like bottles of like champagne and when I was like looking at the menu of the champagne, it was like ridiculously like priced. And I was thinking, even if I had that money, why would that be over in like half hour?
Yeah, it's just if you've got that kind of money, I think you're just going to buy the most expensive thing on the menu. I think that's just what it comes down to.
Yeah.
It's just like, why wouldn't you? Do you know what I mean?
So that was mine this week. Carl's just telling us we're running out of time because they're going to lock us in.
Yeah. Sorry, Carl.
Sorry. So have you got one now listening to that then? Go on then.
We was actually talking about it before Carl pressed the button. I've got to say this, right? £7 fucking for a cream egg Easter egg.
Oh, yeah.
£7.
It weren't even a big one.
And it was a normal size. Like, it wasn't some Dubai... don't start me on that Dubai chocolate bollocks.
Everyone's talking about this. I've not seen it.
But it wasn't even one of them where it had like 3 layers of like coconut shell and all sorts of mystery madness. But like this one, it was a not standard cream egg Easter egg, one that you'd normally see in the pound shop or something. Yeah. £7.
£7. And it was in like B&M as well.
Yeah. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's
Rude.
pissed me off. It's pissed me off because they got you by the bollocks.
Yeah.
They know.
Especially like if you've left it to the last minute, like we said.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my Spin Justice of the
enough.
week.
Yeah. So shout outs then.
Shout outs is for, I've got to shout out James May from Miles from Mines. And he's doing a lot for mental health at the minute. He's doing hikes. I'm actually joining him on a hike next Saturday. We're going to be hiking around the Peak District.
Oh, I like that.
With a load. It's just, I've never done this before. And I'm going to be with a load of seasoned hikers. And yeah, I'm really, really, really looking forward to it, man. So,
this episode's going to come out the day before.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah. So that'll be good. So you have to put your pictures on.
So that you could do one afterwards when I die.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. Oh, he tried, bless him.
Yeah, I do look like I like the Peak District. I actually did some talking therapy with a woman in the Peak District, and her name was Liz. And do you know SAS Who Dares Wins?
Yes.
She was on that. Do you remember? She was the only woman SAS woman in the programme, and she does talking therapy. Liz Abraham. And I went, and I was like, it was years ago, but I was really not in a good place. And I did some talking therapy with her. Really
How
good.
did you find the hills?
Great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, there's room there if you want to come. There's another one.
Next Saturday.
Carl, get yourself down there, mate. Come on. Let's climb some fucking mountains, mate.
Right, my shout out is boost.co.uk. Let me just double check I've got it right. So Boost, I've just, like, we were just saying about unpackaging shit. And that's not my cup of tea, basically. Boost-lifestyle.co.uk.
Ooh.
So it's supplements. They've basically supplied me with a load of supplements.
Wicked.
And with, like an affiliate. So if you use Spin20 on boostlifestyle.co.uk, you get 20% off your order.
Nice.
So it's things like, the lion's mane that people are talking
wicked.
about now.
Have you had a dabble with that stuff yet?
Yeah, this is what I've been taking.
Do you see a benefit from it?
Sharp. I'm telling you, I'm sharp. So like in my day job, I'm like on the ball.
Really?
Like, so I take like an energy and a focus one in the morning.
Yeah.
They've also got a coffee one, which is really nice.
Yeah.
So those in the morning, then take a sleep one, which has got like ashwagandha, 5-HTP, chamomile and stuff in of an evening. So it is, like, and I won't take no shit. I make sure that it's good stuff. And I already know some of my spinners have started buying stuff on there.
Oh, wicked.
So boost-lifestyle.co.uk is my shout out for this week. Spin20 for 20% off.
Shout out you lot.
Yeah. So thanks for coming up.
No, it's been wicked.
Not that you came up for me, you were here anyway.
Oh, yeah, I'll come up for you.
Thanks. And Mr Bloody Gizla and Sweat Gang, I will tag you both in.
Thank you.
So that people can link in and do both. Thanks, Carl. Is he gone?
He's gone.
If you have a topic that you want to discuss, get in touch at b31spinjustice@gmail.com or via Instagram @spinjustice.